You can support In the Past Lane with as little as $1 a month. Just go to the support page at our website, inthepastlane.com. Thanks.
Whoa, hit the brakes. You've arrived at the #1 drive-by for American history. Welcome to The Pit Stop. Brought to you by In the Past Lane, the podcast about history and why it matters. Here's Edward T. O'Donnell, your host and historian at large.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to The Pit Stop, your Monday morning source for history on the go in just about 5 minutes. We offer this feature every Monday, in addition to our full feature episodes, like our most recent one on the history of ice and refrigeration. Here's what happened in American history the week of February 25th, 2019. Let's start with birthdays. February 26th, 1846. That's the birthday of William Frederick Cody, otherwise known as Buffalo Bill, who was born in LeClaire, Iowa. William Cody was a real-deal Western scout and buffalo hunter. But in the late 1870s, he realized that back east there was a hunger for tales about the Old West. So, in 1883, he founded Buffalo Bill's Wild West, essentially a traveling circus with a Western theme. And for the next 4 decades, Buffalo Bill's Wild West toured the United States and much of the world. And if you want to learn more about Buffalo Bill and the incredible impact he had on American identity, check out In the Past Lane episode number 77. February 27th, 1902, singer Marian Anderson was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Marian Anderson was a world-famous contralto in the late 1930s, when an effort to schedule one of her performances at Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. was blocked by the group that controlled the venue, the DAR, or Daughters of the American Revolution. They refused to allow an African-American to sing at the historic site. So, in stepped Eleanor Roosevelt, who arranged to have Marian Anderson sing an outdoor Easter Sunday concert at the Lincoln Memorial. Thousands turned out for the concert, and millions listened to it on the radio. Years later, Marian Anderson said, "I forgave the DAR many years ago. You lose a lot of time hating people." March 1st, 1904, the big band leader Glenn Miller was born in Clarendon, Iowa. Glenn Miller was a big deal in the era of swing, and we remember him for such hits as In the Mood and Chattanooga Choo Choo. Glenn Miller was killed in a plane crash December 15th, 1944, at the age of 41. March 1st, 1914, is the birthday of the writer Ralph Ellison. Ellison's first novel was his masterwork, Invisible Man. It tells the story of a young and idealistic black man in 1930s Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance. And at one point he observes, "I am invisible, understand, simply because people refuse to see me." March 2nd, 1904, is the birthday of Theodore Geisel, otherwise known as Dr. Seuss. Geisel wrote dozens of children's books, many of which remain popular today. These include Cat in the Hat, Horton Hears a Who, and Oh, the Places You Will Go. Here's a great line from that last book. "Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." Okay, what about events? Well, on February 25th, 1836, Samuel Colt received patent 9430X for his revolving gun, a handgun that used a revolving chamber to allow the firing of 5 or 6 bullets. The gun went on to become immensely popular and made Samuel Colt not only a millionaire, but also a household name. February 27, 1951, the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution was ratified. This amendment came about in response to Franklin Roosevelt winning 4 consecutive terms as president. The 22nd Amendment to the Constitution limited a president henceforth to 2 terms. March 1st, 1872, President Ulysses S. Grant signed into law a measure that created Yellowstone National Park. Measuring some 3,500 square miles and covering parts of Wyoming, Montana, and Iowa, Yellowstone was the world's first national park, and it set the stage for the establishment of a network of national parks that millions of Americans enjoy every year. March 1st, 1961, President John F. Kennedy signed an executive order establishing the Peace Corps. By 1963, the Peace Corps had 7,000 volunteers working in 44 countries. And since 1961, more than 180,000 Peace Corps volunteers have worked in 134 nations. And March 3rd, 1859, the largest slave auction in American history took place in Savannah, Georgia. Known as the Weeping Time, this 2-day auction resulted in the sale of more than 400 men, women, and children. And if you want to learn more about this dark chapter in American history, check out In the Past Lane episode 59, where I speak to historian Ann Bailey about her book on the Weeping Time. Okay, time for the last word. Let's give it to President John F. Kennedy, who 58 years ago this week established the Peace Corps. Here's what he said of the organization shortly after it was established. The willingness of all Americans, men and women, young and old, to serve in the Peace Corps, to serve in all parts of the world, to serve with little pay, to do jobs that most of them have never done before, is one of the most encouraging manifestations of the American spirit that this country has seen in many years. The Peace Corps gives us a chance to show a side of our country which is too often submerged. Our desire to live in peace, our desire to be of help. Okay, people, that's your history fix for the week. Now put it in Drive and go make your own history.